Hi, I'm Yongsong Zhuang from National Taiwan University. I'm going to present our work, Lifelong Language Knowledge Distillation. This work is done by me, Shangyu Su, and Professor Yunong Chen. In most of the time, we use a machine learning model to learn one task, and the dataset is fixed. However, in reality, the dataset may not be static. Machine learning applications need to continually learn from new data. In this situation, the model needs to perform lifelong learning. In this paper, we focus on lifelong learning for natural language tasks, as known as lifelong language learning. Why is lifelong learning difficult? The most important issue in lifelong learning is catastrophic forgetting problem. It means that when the model is trained on a new task, it will forget the knowledge from the previous tasks. For example, in this figure, the model presented in the purple line will forget all the knowledge from the first task after being trained on the second task for one epoch. As a result, the performance of the first task largely drops from 80% to 0%. In contrast, if the model has the ability of lifelong learning, it can retain the performance of the first task after being trained on the second and the third tasks. The motivation of our work is about the limited capacity of the model. Each model has a limited capacity. Thus, when the model learns a new task, the previously learned knowledge will be affected, and the performance will degrade. Our idea is to compress the knowledge of the incoming tasks. If each new task can be learned using a smaller capacity of the model, it is possible that the new knowledge will not have too much impact on the previously learned knowledge. To achieve this goal, we use knowledge distillation to compress the knowledge of the incoming tasks. When the lifelong learning model is trained on a new task, we did not train directly on the data. Instead, we treat our lifelong learning model as a student model. And we train another teacher model on the new task. Then we can make our lifelong student try to imitate the behavior of the teacher model. The teacher model here is a single task model. Hence, when the student model proceeds to the second task, the previous teacher model can be discarded. And we use the new teacher on the second task to perform knowledge distillation again. It is worth noticing that the teacher model here only have the same model size as the student model. And it is enough for the lifelong student to get better performance. A challenge in lifelong learning for natural language tasks is the various input-output format among the different language tasks. Fortunately, LAMO overcome this issue by formalizing most of the NLP tasks into a question-answering format. And we can simply use a language model to answer the question. In LAMO, the language model can also learn to generate the pseudo-data of the previous tasks. Hence, it can perform lifelong learning with these replay examples generated by itself. In our paper, we use LAMO as the base model, and we apply our knowledge distillation upon LAMO. Let's illustrate more about what is knowledge distillation. In normal language modeling, we just simply minimize the cross-entropy to the ground truth answer when the model is predicting the next word in the sentence. In word-level knowledge distillation, we did not minimize the cross-entropy to the ground truth answer. Instead, we minimize the soft target cross-entropy between the output distributions from the student and the teacher. And the parameter of the teacher model is fixed, so the student model needs to imitate the behavior of the teacher model. The second distillation strategy is to imitate the behavior of the teacher model in the sequence level. Here, we did not minimize the soft target cross entropy between teacher and student. Instead, we make the teacher model to greedy decode the answer sentence, and then replace the ground truth answer with the teacher answer. Then we can simply minimize the hard target cross entropy to the teacher answer. Finally, we also try another possibility that combines the two strategies mentioned above. We use the greedy decode output from the teacher model and also minimize the soft target cross entropy between the distributions from teacher and student. We refer to this strategy as soft sequence level knowledge distillation. We conduct our experiment in 3 different settings. The first part of the experiment includes 3 different sequence generation tasks. This setting allows us to test the generalization ability of our method. The second part consists of natural language generation tasks, but in 5 different domains. This part is like the real-world application setting, which always in the same task, but with a domain shift. The third part of the experiment includes 5 sentence classification tasks, because we want to know whether this method works not only for language generation, but also for language understanding. In the first experiment, we show the different results from the 6 permutation orders among these 3 tasks. We evaluate these models after they have been trained on the final task. We can see that the fine-tuning baseline will forget 1 or 2 previous tasks after being trained on the 3rd task. Our base model, LAMO, can perform better. It did not forget the previous tasks too much. However, after applying our word-level knowledge distillation, the scores can be further improved. The sequence-level knowledge distillation can also improve the performance. Here we can see an interesting fact. The CNN Daily Mail dataset always improves the most when applying sequence-level knowledge distillation. This may be caused by the noisy nature of the summarization dataset, and the teacher's answer can remove the noise. In contrast, the other 2 datasets usually improve more when applying soft target word-level knowledge distillation. It may be caused by the relatively clean format of the other 2 datasets. We average the above results from the 6 orders to compare them more clearly. Here we include a single task and multi-task upper bounds. Single task model means that we use 3 different models to learn these 3 tasks independently. Multi-task model means that we use 1 model to learn a mixed dataset of these 3 tasks without lifelong learning. We can see that the single task and multi-task model are better than LAMO by about 3 points. After applying knowledge distillation, the average score improves 2.2. Noticing that actually we can also apply knowledge distillation to multi-task model. However, it only leads to an improvement of 0.2. The little improvements indicates that the performance of multi-task model has been saturated, while lifelong learning model still has room for improving in this case. Finally, we compute the standard deviation of the scores from the 6 orders. We found that after applying knowledge distillation, the score variance among different orders is significantly declined. This suggests that the model can become more order robust with knowledge distillation. Here we show the learning curve of the 3 different tasks. We can see that the fine-tuning baseline in the purple line will forget the previously learned tasks. And LAMO, the green line, can keep the performance. And the curves after applying knowledge distillation are blue, red, and yellow lines. Here we can observe two features after applying knowledge distillation. First, the model can adapt to the new task more easily at the beginning. Second, the model can retain more performance of the previous task at the end of training. The second part of experiments is NLG tasks with different domains. We can also observe significant improvement in these results. The third part of experiment is 5 different text classification tasks. Although in this task, the answer sentence is very short. The knowledge distillation strategy also improves the performance. And the word-level distillation benefits more. This is a brief introduction to our work. For more details, please refer to our paper and code. Thanks for listening.